it's interesting because during that period there were a couple ego-shattering experiences, you could say. One of them was that Ashley, with all of her good intentions and everything, has really pushed the envelope with our singing. And so when Ananda people were down for the events with Swami Kriyananda, and we were in the Santa Monica Center singing, all the choir people were there, and they were just like, wow, you guys are great, because we had time to practice a couple songs. And so they said, when you come up to the village, we really, we want you in the choir. And then, we're like, well, what songs? Because there are hundreds of songs, and they're not easy, many of them. And so then there was this email thing going on with Ashley and about 3 different people that I know of, saying which songs we were going to be singing, and which ones were the priority songs, and which ones we were invited to sing in, and which ones not to worry about. And in the end, we didn't really know what was real, but we had a stack, we had pages of songs. And so I think we had 1 practice, or maybe 2, one before we went to the village, and it was just kind of a joke. I didn't even want to go. And so we thought, you know what, we'll just go, and if there's a song that we know, we'll step up and we'll sing that song, and that's pretty much it. And then the other thing was the whole wardrobe thing, because if you've seen pictures of the Joy Singers or the Ananda Choir, there's a very specific dress code, and you have to have bright, clear jewel tones, and so the guys have to have a certain kind of shirt, certain kind of pants, and this jewel tone colored shirt, and the women had to have a long, pretty much ankle length dresses that are the same color. And we come from Los Angeles where everybody's cool, and nobody wears jewel tones or ankle length dresses. And so it's not easy to get that stuff when you got about 10 days to make it all happen. But so it started off with, I got it, Warren is busy and everything and working, and so I went to a place and I picked him up a shirt and I just threw it in my bag in case we got a chance to sing. We thought, we're probably not going to sing maybe 1 song. And then we get up there and just a lot of things happen, but we're getting ready to go. Ashley wanted us to go to this practice, and we realized we saw a song list, we didn't know any of the songs, and she says, I told them we're going to be there, we have to be there. And so Warren and I are in our cabin, I open my suitcase and I go well, what shirt do you want? He just started hysterically laughing, but he looked like he was going to cry because the shirts looked kind of silly to us. And he said, no, I'm going to do it, we're going to do it. And so we put our shirts on, and we're just absolutely stressed out, it was fun, but it was a little scary, and it wasn't, the fear didn't really settle in with me until we got there late. The choir, there's probably, 50 people singing there that have been singing together, many of them for many years. And they're like angels, whenever they sing, they make me cry. And then we're late, they're already warming up, they're doing things that we don't even know what they're doing or how to do. And then here comes the people from our center. We're coming down the hill in our jewel tones, like just standing out like a sore thumb. And it was really very awkward. And so I said to Warren, I'm just going to sit over here. He's like, yeah, I'm sitting in the audience. I'm just watching. I'm not singing, And then it was kind of like everybody's looking at us like going, they're obviously, because we're wearing the outfits. And we're totally resistant to the whole singing thing. Ashley's going, go up there. I'm like, I don't know the songs. I want to respect them. I don't want to just intrude. And, because you don't know I don't know if you'd call this a spiritual test, but it's just kind of funny. But in the end, we all got coerced, practically at gunpoint, to stand in the choir and literally lip sync songs that we had no idea what the words were, and we didn't have the words. And then we thought, well, it's just a practice, you know. They're not going to have us sing. And then they had us sing, and I don't know if it was the first day, I think the first day was when we sang with Swami, which is just nutty. And so there we are, we're in the choir. We don't really know what's happening. We practice, the practice is probably about 20 minutes. And one of the things we realize is that they're singing parts, and we've been learning melodies because we're not singers. And so it was really tough. But in that moment, though, and I was mad at Ashley for making us do it, and I felt bad for people. They're up there on retreat, and they got their knees shaking. But in the end, I have to say that was one of the greatest blessings of my life, to be able to stand there and sing to Swami like a German nutcracker, like. I don't even know the words, but the thing was, and so here's the point. Like in the reading, I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking, so is he looking at us that he knows that we don't know the words and we're up here faking it? Does he think that we're like wedging into the village culture, like we're outsiders, that we're just, like unwanted visitors to dinner, all these crazy things are racing through my mind. But when he listens to the music, he closes his eyes. And so, and then something kicked in, and I remembered that the whole teaching of Paramhansa Yogananda, the backbone of Ananda Village, is the awareness of energy and consciousness. And all you have to do is feel love. And so in the reading, we talked about tamoguna, that lazy, I don't want to do it. I'm in my little cabin, I'm not putting on my jewel tone, and there's no way you're going to get me to sing. And then rajaguna is like, well, I don't want to be that way. You don't want to be negative. You don't want to be someone that won't play along. We're on the spiritual path, and we're here to overcome our obstacles. And so rajaguna is like, fine, I'm going to put on the shirt, I'm going to put on clothes I don't hope nobody sees me in, and then you know what I mean, and go to, that's like, you could say that's rajaguna. And then standing there being nervous and worried about everyone else is still completely ego activating. But feeling love changes the whole experience. So you take all that nervous energy, all the resistance, all the desire to have enough time to practice, to not go up there and make a fool of yourself. And then you say, you know what? It doesn't really matter if I can sing, just keep quiet. But, and it doesn't matter what other people think of us. But what matters is because it's singing is service. It's not the way it's often thought of in our world. It's not like a performance so that we can receive accolades or applause and awards the way we're taught in our culture. Singing spiritually should be a way to serve the people that you're singing to. Like chanting with our patients in the hospital, or singing to a child who's sick and trying to help them fall asleep, and chanting with a group that are trying to learn how to meditate and trying to bring them to a place where they can feel meditative first. So singing is a service, and so we knew how to do that. And so we didn't really sing very much. But what we decided to do is, as uncomfortable and as difficult as it was, we tried to project love and gratitude. And in that we were blessed. In that we could feel it. And so that's like, I would say that would be one way to think of sattva-guna. And so these three gunas that are written about in the Bhagavad Gita, in a lot of ways it's sort of like the core understanding of what's going on with our ego or in the human experience. I think of them sometimes as like paint. Like it's sort of like you had three